my point in raising what Axios and the AP were writing is that they are putting the lie to Politico spin. None of them is buying apostrophe. They're not. However, they are quick to try to downplay or inject some grayness around it. So you mentioned the AP quickly bringing up after comics insult of Puerto Rico. You got Axios. If you read their report, they say President Biden handed ammo to gleeful Republicans Tuesday night. The story is that he handed ammo. It's not that he called half the country garbage, when he seemed to refer to former President Trump supporters as garbage. This is a good part of his report, though, Alex Thompson, I have to say. He says, asked if they had spoken to the president to ask him what he meant before sending the transcript. He's speaking with the Biden spokesperson. He said, we asked if he had spoken with the president to ask him what he meant before you sent your transcript with your fake apostrophe. And he writes, the Biden spokesperson requested to go off the record. So when they asked him, did you talk to the president about what he meant? First, before you sent out this transcript with the apostrophe, the Biden spokesperson requested to go off the record. Axios declined. Good for them. And the White House did not respond further. How about that? And then they point out that Biden's comments are the latest example of why Kamala Harris's team has been avoiding campaigning with him. This is a story that we've been meaning to get to for the past few days, but every day there's a new leak about how Biden wants to get out there and Harris's team keeps saying no. They don't want anything to do with him. They shoved him to some, New Hampshire campaign office the other day. He went to do some Pennsylvania event by himself with 12 people. It was really sad, actually. They're not using him, and they understand why. When he went to that New Hampshire thing, that's when he said, we've got to lock up Donald Trump. And then he tried to save it by saying, lock him up politically. But, your defenses are down. It's like when you get elderly, when you get dementia, it's almost like when you're drunk and you lose your inhibitions and the truth starts coming out of your mouth. So he is a liability to them, but he's saying all the things we know he believes and she believes. And then the final point to something you raised. Online today, it's becoming a thing. May Musk tweeted it. Riley Gaines tweeted it. A bunch of people have tweeted it, saying, I'm proud to be garbage. I'm garbage. I'd rather be garbage than a Democrat. People are leaning into this, and it's just going to snowball.
Oh, it's the new deplorables. And it's even more so because we're 6 days out from an election. And there, again, this is why it's so risky not to have your last week focused on policy and instead on highly volcanic news cycles. It's very, very risky. And so they went all in on MSG. They're like, okay, early voting numbers aren't good. We don't have the momentum. This is our big break and our opportunity. So they all start talking about it. And then the current president speaks about it very, not just imprecisely, but reveals that he thinks that we're garbage. And now all of a sudden, not only are we back on offense, we're back on offense with jet fuel. Even more so than we were before the MSG rally. Where now our base is so motivated. And understand this, what is motivating the low propensity voter to go vote for Donald Trump right now? That he believes that his own government or her own government does not care about them. That is the ethos of the entire Trump movement. There's a lot of different components, make America healthy again, all this stuff. But what is the core, what is the spirit of the Trump movement is that I want my country and my government back because they've been doing stuff that is against our best interest. Let's go take it back. Well, now this plays directly into that accurate sentiment, directly into that. And I will repeat something I said. Democrats deserve this. They have covered for Joe Biden's mental decline his entire presidency. They deserve to lose power with the person that they lied about and then jeopardize the entire national security of our country with him. This is the person that they brought up to the presidency. And in some ways, it's an ironic delight to see him continue to jeopardize their political chances.
Two predictions. One, many pictures and people. You'll see many pictures on Friday of people dressing up as garbage for Halloween.
Yes, that's correct.
I just found my new costume. I'm going as garbage.
It's just going to go. It's going to light on fire now.
It's going to be everywhere. And number two, if the JD Vance that he sent out this morning doesn't turn into a campaign ad within the next 12 to 24 hours, then I don't understand Team Trump. And I think I do. He tweeted the following: a mother mourning her son who died of a fentanyl overdose is not garbage. A A truck driver who can't afford rising diesel prices is not garbage.
Yeah, I mean,
a father who
brutal.
wants to afford groceries is not garbage. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden ought to be ashamed of themselves. That's it right there.
That is, and not only that, I mean, I tweeted amongst many other people, Corey Kapatome was not garbage. The firefighter who put his entire life in front of his family, and they live, and he died, and he was a hero. He's not garbage. But Joe Biden and Kamala Harris think they are. And you mentioned this briefly, Megyn, worthy of repeating. She has not denounced, at the moment of our recording right now, our conversation, denounced or distanced herself from anything that Joe Biden said, period. And so therefore, we have to assume that there is a stated position, a contempt for the American body politic held by both of them.
No, the spinners are just out there trying to convince us that we didn't hear it. Although I will say even Governor Josh Shapiro was on CNN right after this happened, and he was caught by surprise on this. And listen to what he said in SOT 5.
I had not heard that until now, Caitlin, so I'm kind of giving you my fresh reaction to it. I would never insult the good people of Pennsylvania or any Americans, even if they chose to support a candidate that I didn't support.
That's the governor of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, which has a very large working class population. This is why John Fetterman got elected. John Fetterman's been jumping up and down, warning the Democrats that these people connect very much with Trump. Like, take them seriously, engage with them. And instead what he gets is, you're garbage. To the point where they have the own Democratic governor who was almost the running mate out there saying, whoa, disassociate.
Yeah, I mean, what I heard right there is Josh Shapiro saying, hey, Kamala Harris, this is what you get for not choosing me as your vice president. And so secondly, he's trying to lay the foundation for, he's the most ambitious person besides Gavin Newsom, the Democrat Party, for a 2028 run. But yes, look, I mean, he's exactly right. It's quite a perplexing political strategy, isn't it? Which is 7 days out from an election, call the voters you need most garbage. It's really
Nazis.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know.
Nazis and fascists.
Maybe
and I
Doug
say something.
will dress up as a fascist, and I'll dress up as garbage. That could be a fun.
Yeah,
we got to think outside the box.
I don't know if dressing up as a fascist would go well, but the garbage thing I think is great, and is that again the fascist and the Nazi thing. You don't want to try to appropriate those terms because that's just not good. But really definitely, the costume would. Yeah, there's no really way.
It could go south fast.
It would definitely go bad. So, but I will say, dressing up as garbage, I think is hilarious, or at least, in waste management jacket or something like that, which, by the way, I'm not the first person to have this idea. I texted Team Trump this. President Trump, please go to Philadelphia and go work a garbage route for like 10 minutes, okay? Just like on the side of a garbage truck. Now, it's just like, it's not even a question. That's it. It's signed, sealed, delivered. It'll
be a 49-state win akin to what
I don't know
Reagan
about 49.
If he does that.
It would be... It's game over. I mean, it's waiting for you to do it, and just 10 minutes, all right? 10 minutes, put on the jacket. You could still wear your red tie with the cufflinks, get on the side of the garbage truck with Tony the garbage man in Bucks County, and just go do 10 different homes, right? In that like Silver Linings Playbook type Philadelphia neighborhood. Yes. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like super middle class where they have like 100 homes lined up in a mile. And just go do it, done. Joe Biden thinks we're garbage. Blah, 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 blah. I'm out here taking out the garbage with the beautiful people of Philadelphia. Go Eagles. Thanks so much. And leave the city. And, anyway, I'm not the first one to have that idea. I want to be very clear.
They're too savvy to miss that opportunity. Okay, now wait. Yeah. I do want to give you some of the spin. We talked a little bit about some of the media. It took CNN about 14 hours to realize the Josh Shapiro message condemning was not the message they wanted. That's not right. Let's instead try to make excuses for it. It didn't happen. Maybe we'll go with the apostrophe. Or maybe we'll go with this old chestnut, courtesy of CNN guest Franklin Leonard, who's the CEO of The Blacklist. SOT 6.
Joe Biden has never been a big arena speaker. He's never been the most fluid speaker. And by the way, as someone who had a stutter growing up, it's very obvious to me that there's an apostrophe at the end of supporters there.
Yeah, let me just accept the most charitable framing of this, which you just gave. Yeah. Why is he sitting in front of a laptop at the exact same moment Kamala Harris is out on his backyard trying to give the closing argument to her campaign? What in the world is he doing?
Scott Jennings on the back end. It was the stutter, Charlie. It was his stutter. If you're feeling tired of the same old coffee from the big mega corporations pushing their woke agendas, listen up. It's time to take a stand and to support a brand that truly embodies American values, Blackout Coffee. They stand with hardworking Americans who believe in family, faith, and freedom. And they roast some of the most incredible coffee you will ever taste using only premium grade beans, roasted and shipped to you within 48 hours. And for the cold brew fans, Blackout Coffee is excited to announce the launch of their 2 new ready-to-drink cold brew coffee latte options. Don't settle for less. Make the switch to Blackout Coffee. Head over to blackoutcoffee.com/MK or use the code MK for 20% off your first order. That's blackoutcoffee.com/MK. The code is MK. Join the movement. Taste the difference. Remember, with every sip, you are supporting a brand that stands for America. Be awake, not woke. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.